Hey, y'all.
Hey, hey.
Happy Thursday.
Happy pre-Friday.
Yay.
Oh, and welcome to episode 13, honey.
Halfway to 26.
Whoop, whoop. And we just wanted to say, before we even get started, hope everyone is safe with the weather. If you had weather that kind of came through you.
It's just...
I kind of read in the
it's
chat
this thing
there.
called winter.
It looks like people kind of up north got a little bit up there. Kind of look like maybe Doc got a little something in his way. We got pretty much unscathed. Like, we just had some freezing rain and we were okay. So hope everybody is safe and not shoveling too much snow and all that stuff.
Just fine. Subarus can go through anything.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That is true. We did good for sure. So I'm Colleen.
I'm Johnny.
And welcome.
We're the Cool Quest.
We are.
We're the Cool Quest.
We are.
We're the cool kids.
We are.
And
tonight is Cool in the Gang. Thanks, bad hippies.
Right?
That's absolutely the best. Oh my gosh. So welcome everybody.
I know we'd have the background music, but we'll get
we can't do that. We'll get in trouble.
Tagged and
we'll get copyrighted.
Booted.
Which I just was copyrighted in the last video, just saying.
See?
It's fine though. We got it. It was all good. Couple things. So obviously everyone is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna say hi.
Welcome one and all. Children of all ages, boys and girls.
Right? So last week we had
episode 12.
It was episode 12, and we had Nick, Chad, and Samuel on.
We had
our AKA the Knights of Kentucky.
Or the Fellowship.
Yes. And so they're from Smoky Bees Natural.
Or the Tribe.
Beyond the campfire and bluegrass backcountry.
Good job. You got that right.
It was a really great episode.
In case you missed the first 20 minutes.
What y'all missed was the first 25 minutes. Little my error. So I apologize for that. It was really great. Just saying, you guys missed a lot. And I actually thought it was still recording, but anyways, it wasn't. The chain. We did do that quick little intro, right? But so John actually drove 10 and a half hours in a ridiculous snowstorm. He's the IT guy. So I did all this. I just didn't press the go live button.
Just
but anyway,
for the record, her phone was sitting right there.
I know.
Oh, wait, actually, it's right over here. Her phone was sitting right over there. I called 5 times. And I'm like, pick up. I said, you're not live. Pick up. You're not live. Pick up. You're not live.
But I'm just like, don't have my phone on. No interruptions. But anyways,
true. Our phones are on mute.
So a big oops.
Speaking of oops,
I don't know where yours is,
but
mine is off. Anyways, we are good. It was a fabulous show. They were super, super fun. They have lots going on. So make sure you check out the episode. Make sure you definitely go follow them. Like
those three just click, but they also have their individualities too that bring something.
Adventure, like holy moly! So excited for that.
Yep. And they do it all 4 seasons.
You are new and didn't kind of really know what's going on, we have exciting news. So we do.
What?
Well, next Saturday. So if you don't know, we were asked to speak at the Quiet Adventure Symposium out of Lansing, Michigan.
East Lansing, Michigan, at MSU campus.
It is. So, and we're chatting about being a backcountry couple and kind of the memories and the funness hiking, and how cool it is.
The modalities of what we do.
Right.
Minus overlanding.
Right, because it's quiet.
Quiet.
Right. So no
motorized.
Right.
We're talking like stealth mode.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the adventure we do in Michigan and Ontario. I'm excited for that.
Ontario.
So yeah. So if you have an opportunity, come check it out. Come to the show. It's the first time it's been live in 2 years, right? Yeah. It's $20, I think, to get in, and we're looking forward to seeing some familiar faces.
Yeah, here's a fun thing: each ticket that you purchase, you get a raffle ticket, and they have some really cool raffles. They're like giving away a custom stand-up paddleboard, wooden one.
Yeah, like come on.
There's like a Trek bike, I think.
Yeah, like it's.
But you also have the ability to buy more tickets,
right?
So just saying.
And our booth, just like our show, is sponsored by Mickwick's, and we actually are giving away Mickwick's all day long. So after our chat, come see us at our booth, and make sure you come
talk to us.
Come and see what's going on.
We got some new stickers.
We got some stuff going. Yeah, it's super exciting. What else we got going on? Oh, we did a little camp out. everybody who's following us knows that we
took a little test drive.
We did. Well, yeah, we did.
We did to the backyard.
So we are having a custom 4x4 or overland.
It's not 4x4.
Not 4x4. What I'm trying to say.
It's just an overland
trailer.
It can take a beating.
Why is 4x4 coming into my head? I don't know why that is.
You need 4 wheels to have 4 wheels. It's only 2.
So it was really fun. We got to do
2x2.
We got to do.
It's a double deuce.
A little testing, which is really, really cool. And
a little shakedown. So
yeah, it was a little shakedown.
So check it out. What we need, what we don't need. Tweak this, tweak that.
So we're excited for that. We're gonna pick it up the weekend after Easter, and then our first pretty much that we're gonna be doing is we're showcasing it. Are we showcasing it? Why not? We're taking it.
People want us to bring it down.
We are taking you to the Indiana Outdoor YouTuber meetup. So if you're gonna be there, you're gonna see what it's all about. So I'm excited for that. And I think Dan from Blue Water Overland, who actually built the trailer for us, he's going to be there too.
I'm hoping so.
And hopefully he can answer some questions. And I think it would be pretty sweet.
He'll get you on the schedule.
Yeah, right. The other thing, I don't know kind of where everybody is from the chat. We got a few people from the other side of the lake here, but the weekend of March 13th, we are going to be in
March 10th.
Was it 10th?
10th, 11th, 12th.
Okay, so we are going to be in Madison, Wisconsin.
For Canoecopia. Again.
Yeah, so excited for that.
So it should be bigger and better this year
because
the restrictions on the border are way
We're hoping
lighter.
Some Canadian peeps get to pop over. So.
Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah.
So, they are. You're going to have some awesome speakers there. Kevin Callan, you're going to have Cliff Jacobson. They're going to have Hap Wilson.
Yeah.
And there's, oh my gosh, the list that goes on and on of the remarkable speakers that are going to be there from all the paddling world.
And we're going as guests. We're not speaking at that.
We're not speaking. No. We're tourists.
We're hanging out. We're going to meet some people, maybe do some interviews and stuff like that. So kind of we'll see what that looks like. But anyways, if anybody is going to be in and around Canoecopia, reach out to us on Instagram and just say, hey, I'm here, or meet you at the booth or
DM
whatever.
us.
It'd be really cool to hang out with you. So
absolutely.
We have some new people, honey.
All right. Let's do a little quick chat rundown.
Let's do a little chat rundown.
So, of course, we have
everybody.
We got Doc.
Hey, Doc.
The moose.
He said he had some weather there.
What's taking so long? Really? Right off the hop.
I know.
Okay, we got Troy's in the house.
Hi, Troy. Canadian boy.
Of course, we are here.
Yes.
Oh, beauty in the backcountry.
Oh,
guys.
They got some snow too. Hey.
Good thing they got snowshoes.
They do.
Yay. Tangent Trails. Hello. My mom's in Charles.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Sorry we missed you at the birthday party last night.
Yes.
Mad
Hippies.
Tate.
Oh.
Trend Camp.
Hi, Tate. Welcome.
We have Cast Jam.
Hey. A Cast Jam and a Cat Task. Say that 3 times fast.
Jason's here from All Terrain Coffee and Camping.
I love it. We got some people.
Haven't watched your new video on the headlamp. I got to check that out.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's what we got.
Who else we got?
Oh, Dickin Around's here. That's
Dickin
nice.
Around. Well, of course, that's nice. Our guests here. The hippies are in the house. Darren Davidson.
Hi, Darren.
Who else we got? I thought there he is.
Oh, hiking guy.
Yep, outside comfort zone.
Hello.
What's up, Snackbox?
Snackbox. Hey.
That hiking guy. Salmon's here.
All right, Devin.
I
saw somebody else new. Ron. Hi, Ron. Ron from Idaho. Oh, we like Idaho.
Oh, I like Idaho.
Yeah,
beautiful.
We do. Yes.
Been in northern. I haven't been in southern Idaho. But,
Grace Martin, what up?
But our friends venture to Rome. They want us to come out there.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be really cool. And we got
to stay out of the sticky mud.
Oh, we got fellow Jeep peeps in the house.
Oh, we have our level.
Hey, Pete. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, you like my T-shirt?
Yes. He's like, what am I going to wear tonight? I'm like, well, not a yellow plaid shirt.
You're so funny.
I know, but he's like, I got to represent the Jeep. So he's got their level. So welcome. Like we said, what is a backcountry couple? It is us. We are a couple that love to get out. We paddle track
tons
camp,
of them out there.
And we overland. And what
paddle track camp.
Yeah, and what we have come to know is just not an actually couple who's in love. Aww. It could be a duo. It is a couple that love to get out and do the things that we love to do.
Could be a couple bros. Could be a couple of ladies that like to.
I was like, what are you gonna say?
Hey, we've done the backcountry bros.
Oh my God, you stop it. Woo! I I think I went red actually for there. If you know a backcountry couple or you are a backcountry couple, reach out to us.
Or send them to keelquest@gmail.com.
Do it. Yeah, send us a little note, all that fun. And if you love the show, send us a note too. We love to hear all that kind of stuff as well. We did have a bit of a date shuffle. So as of right now, March the 9th is open, and I haven't quite filled it yet. So cross your fingers that I can still get it filled. But if not, it is what it is, right? So let us know if you're interested in coming out and hanging on, because obviously you can tell already it's lots of fun.
What you see is what you
right
get, y'all.
On. And if you love what you see,
because I mean, you're already here, so you're already a subscriber. But tell your friends to click that subscribe button, ding that little bell,
right,
ding,
right,
and such.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, again, we'd like to thank our proud sponsor, Mickwick,
we do,
for being the sponsor of the Backcountry Couple Show. And if you enjoy having a quick, simple, easy go-to fire starter, Mickwick is your choice.
Yeah.
It is a waterproof, all-natural product, burns for up to 20 minutes. It will light snow-covered wood, guaranteed. And we have testimonials from our friends that have used it and have done that.
And we've done the same thing too. And each of our couples that come on the show get a really nice thank you pack from Mickwick. There's a sticker in there. There's 3 Mickwicks. You're going to love them. We love them for backpacking, which is really awesome. We actually, for overlanding too, we have them in our Molly panels. So we always have them kind of at hand.
They're in our backpack.
Which is great. They're in our
fanny packs. They're in
our day pack. So we have some options, which is really, really great.
You never know. You might get stuck at a mile hike.
Can we show them a little video, honey, that we have?
In a second.
Okay.
So if you are interested, or you know anybody who is interested, send them over to Mickwick's. Use the code. Go this way. KeelQuest. Save 15% off your order, whether it's fire starters, coffee, swag. This is last year's hat. Year before it was last year's. So, yeah, 15% off. But you got to make sure you put a space.
You will not be disappointed.
Put a space between the word Keel and Quest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that will make the code work.
Right on.
Ooh, not that.
No, he's going to go right to our little presentation thing.
We got it. Well, you got to show the video.
I know.
It's so awesome. It's epic.
Desktop.
It's on the desktop. You'd think you'd have it queued up, but
well, you know, no, not that. That's me making a fire.
Oh my gosh, we don't have a half hour for that. This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Double click.
Boom.
Shakalaka.
Love it. That is so awesome. So
bust out the marshmallows, baby.
On. So thanks again to Mickwick. And actually,
although that's not very keto.
Just stop it. Anyways, we're excited. So, and tonight, so we love to say that we have awesome people. We do have awesome people that are in our chat. A lot of them are former guests, a lot of our friends of the show, which is amazing. And it's really interactive. So we absolutely love that.
Every single one of you
right.
Come into the chat.
So on that note, if you have a question for our guest tonight.
In capital letters.
Yes.
The Canoe Hound Way. Because we took that from him. So
well, yeah, right. Question in caps, and we'll, when time permits and as it allows,
which
and all
is
that
a really
fun
cool
stuff.
show on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Canoe Hound Outdoor Adventure Show. Check it out if you already. Which most of our people in the chat know of that channel, and it's a really cool channel. He's got a lot of cool guests.
Very cool.
On with the show.
Yes. So we are excited. Are you ready? So the one thing everyone knows that I love to do is I love our intro.
Talk.
And well, yeah. Hello. It wouldn't be a talk show without talking. Enough said. Exactly. Anywho,
silence
so we just want to say first of all, thanks for rearranging our guest tonight. We're supposed to be here in January, and just due to kind of crazy work and blah, 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 it just was not going to happen. So we want to thank them up front for rearranging what they had going on. And we're really happy they're here tonight, and it worked out.
Super excited.
So you're ready for this. From across Lake Michigan, this Midwest couple is camping, hiking, overlanding, and exploring some pretty cool places in their Jeep. Plus, they are reviewing the gear you want to know about. And they're cooking up a storm in the backcountry. Their motto is enjoy what this great world has to offer.
Ooh.
I know. I love that.
Nice.
It's another good motto. These couples all have good mottos.
We have to start a motto list.
I think we should. I agree with that. So welcome from Dickin Around Outdoors, Dick and Julie, a.k.a. the camera lady.
Hey. Hey,
Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having us. Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
Oh, my
gosh,
pleasure. My
so
pleasure.
Fun.
Our
Guess
pleasure.
what? Just guess what came in the mail today.
What?
A new flannel shirt?
Oh, if only. Our Canoecopia tickets.
Are you kidding?
No,
Today?
yeah, they just showed up today.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
we haven't even bought ours yet. We're
we
just
had
going to get
no
them at the
idea
door.
that you guys were going.
We're going.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going. We'll see you there.
Oh, well, that sounds like dinner and drinks for sure.
Oh, right?
I
We're
love it.
staying downtown, so we're closer to the bars.
Oh,
Oh,
we were, downtown is pretty cool.
We're across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you?
We'll get it all figured out though. Oh, that's so awesome. So yeah, excited to have you two on here. And like we said, thanks for your patience and kind of timeline and all that good stuff. But hey, it's worth the wait. You got the fire behind you in the background.
Yes.
You got a little glass of wine. Cheers, y'all. There you go. All right.
Everybody?
Nice. Oh, there you go. Somebody here says love the flannel. Oh, brother. Here we go.
Oh, and hey, before we get going,
Yeah.
just to remind you guys that you are back in the cold. Look what I happen to have in my.
Oh,
I happen to have this straight from Canada. It's the original Cuban bottling. So.
Oh yeah,
Lucky.
you got to get the. So all day long in Cuba, that bottle's $3.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
I know. When I get to go again, I'll get a case.
I know. I tried
I know,
getting it
it's
at
so
duty
good.
free. They sold out.
Yeah,
the
they
week
were gone in
They
duty
sold out
free,
the week
so.
before. We
Did
came through.
they?
Like,
I love it.
Amen.
Awesome. So we always love to share like how we kind of got to know you, right? And how we kind of, stumbled across each other. We found each other. And our friend Details, Patty, who is Girl Plus Dog Adventures,
mhm.
who is the better half of Outside Comfort Zone.
Not
Excuse
saying
me,
it. Not
snack
saying it.
box. Anywho,
Yeah.
she did a really like epic trip through the Alaskan highway, and we were like super, super intrigued. And then all of a sudden, like your videos were like, popping up and all that kind of stuff. And we're like, we need to like find out more about these two. Cause I mean, like, we have so much in common once we like, kind of dove in a little bit deeper. Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, excited. So how did you two meet?
You want?
That's
That's mine. Okay. Well, putting on the way back hat 40 years ago, we're from the same hometown in Iowa, actually. And my best friend, who ultimately was the best man in our wedding, had a little sister who was a friend of Julie's. And so we sort of met a time or two, but we never really got together or anything like that until I went off to college. And then now my son is here giving me crap for talking with my hands, I think.
Oh, I can't talk without my hands moving
Oh,
either. So good, Dick.
You got to be part Italian.
Yep. So anyway, once I went off to college, my first year of college, I was coming back home on the weekends and stuff, and I kind of noticed her, I guess, if you want to call it that, and her mom's watching, so I'll be careful about what I say.
Moms.
But ultimately, I ended up, as we used to do in those days, I went and asked her parents if I could take her out because there was a little bit of an age difference. And that was probably one of the scariest things I've ever done. I mean, I don't think I've ever been as scared of a bear or a moose or anything as I was of her mother at that point in time.
Probably was.
Yeah. But it all worked out, and
Here
we're
we
still
are.
together 40 years later.
Awesome.
That is so good.
Were you all outdoorsy growing up?
Oh, yes. Yes. I grew up on a farm, Iowa farm girl. And,
Nice.
outside all the time as much as we could be. Had the luxury of living like 10 minutes from like the best state park in Iowa, Backbone. Got to put in a plug for that. You know, every Sundays we'd go picnic, like the whole family would head over for a picnic and fishing and swimming in the lake and hiking the trails. And that's just it's like such a fond memory of them doing that. And then, of course, as we got older, all the little county parks were, you know, hot spots for maybe a little beer drinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and then camping with friends, and then even beyond once we, you know, graduated college and moved on to Minnesota, where that's just like, you know, outdoor heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Continued.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fun, and it, you know, as Julie said, it's kind of a progression as you go. And our first overlanding experiences were from the older guy that was buying liquor that then we took out to the county parks.
We
And,
don't really drink that much.
oh yeah,
I don't drink that much, but I don't drink that less.
Right. But Dick, weren't you a Boy Scout?
Yeah. Say again.
Weren't you a Boy Scout?
I was, yes. So that's really where I kind of got into a lot of the outdoor stuff was in Boy Scouts. And I always loved the camping aspect of it, the canoeing, just the whole outdoor experience. And I never really was a big fan of the more institutional, you know, getting up through the merit badges and all that stuff. I was probably one of the derelicts of my troop. But
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Oh, he's going to get something. He's so excited. Go get the book, honey. Yeah.
He's got the book.
The book.
Oh, yeah, he has to get the book. He's so excited. Yeah. He meant to grab it earlier, but we forgot. Keep going on, Dick. Sorry.
So you know, that's how I kind of got into it. Oh, there you go. There you go. And so that's kind of how I started. And then, you know, just as we moved up to Minnesota, we did a lot more canoeing. Ended up making an annual pilgrimage up to Quetico. So we go up there. Julie didn't go with us. It was kind of a boys thing.
Okay.
So we did multiple trips. We'd always go out of Grand Marais and up the Gunflint Trail.
Yep.
And we'd spend a week up there. You can ask me about what one of my most memorable camping experiences was because it was up there. And then I got a motorcycle. I bought a Harley.
Yeah.
And the Quetico trip left and the Sturgis trip started. But ended up actually taking the Harley up in 2003 between jobs and went to Alaska on the Harley and started up the haul road to Prudhoe Bay. So, yeah, it just kind of progressed from there. And now we kind of do the overlanding thing. And, yeah, it's been fun. And just love being outside and exploring and meeting people is always a big part of it for me.
I agree.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I feel like that's what it is. It's the meeting people, and it's always evolving. Do you know what I mean? From like Boy Scouts to like canoeing to biking, but no matter what you're doing, you're outdoors, right?
Just a quick side note question: how far did you get into Boy Scouts? How many years did you go through?
Oh boy, that's I might have put my way back hat on there.
Did you make the Eagle? Did you make an Eagle?
No. A couple of my friends did. I was just like, you have at that, I'm going to go camping. So there's a couple of those things where that one, I don't know why that track didn't really appeal to me. It was just more of let's get out, do the outdoor stuff, and the rest of it, you know, I don't really.
You were happy to be outside.
Yeah, I made it first year, and unfortunately, my troop leader, they were too urban. We didn't get in the backcountry enough.
There you go. So why did first of all, we love the channel name. Dickin Around Outdoors is like perfect because that's what we all do. We're like dabble this and dabble that. You know what I mean? So it totally makes sense.
We're the Lilliton.
Why did you start a YouTube channel?
Well, I was working from home, as so many people were for the last year that I worked, and the problem with working from home is quite often you end up not only working, because I worked very hard, anybody that's listening,
Sure.
but also, you know, the online shopping tends to creep in the corner.
Sure.
And I was looking at a Snow Peak smoker called the Smokemeister, and couldn't find any information about this thing anywhere online. And I toyed around with YouTube just in my mind, and we have a funny story about our very first YouTube video.
Okay.
But anyway, so I couldn't find anything about it. So I said to Julie, I said, let's just get this thing going. I'll just put up a review of it. You know, I bought it, and we put up the review, and then we didn't do anything else for quite a while. And then after sort of I retired, we said, let's kind of just do more of this. It's kind of fun.
Right.
Keeps me busy.
But it's also a rabbit hole. There's a lot of work and effort that goes into it too.
Right.
Camera lady, you know.
All right. You posted that video 2 years ago, and it's got over 3,000 views.
There you go. See? People are still looking at it, right?
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
But it's you must say it's a really unique, compact device to smoke something.
Yeah. It works really well once you get the hang of it. It takes a little bit of time to dial it in, but once you do, that thing works great. So, you know, in my mind, it's you're camping for the weekend or whatever, you catch a fish, you can throw it in there because it's about the right size to do, some fish fillets, and then you've got some smoked fish to go with whatever you're cooking at the camp and that kind of thing. So it's a neat little size if you look at sort of the Japanese aesthetic on how they eat. It's not big meat portions, it's little bits tucked in with noodles and things like that. It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Got it.
Absolutely.
So you touched on it just quickly in your little, intro, whatever, is overlanding. Okay. So it's a Jeep thing, right? John's got a little Jeep shirt.
Yeah.
Right? That's a Jeep shirt. That's our friend Pete Police's logo. And you were like, what are we gonna wear? There he is.
Our level overland. So that's their logo. And you'd have to talk to Pete.
Right.
He's the one that designed it because one of the models, FK, SJ, whatever.
Forget how exactly.
He said that the fenders look like big elephant ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have quite a few friends and overlanders who are have a Jeep. Were you guys always
Jeeps.
like Jeep people?
Rubicons.
We had a Jeep.
Yeah.
Long ago.
When we first started dating, or early in the dating, I had a CJ7, which if I could have that Jeep back now, that would be a dream come true.
Got it.
So we didn't really do, there wasn't anything called overlanding back then. You didn't.
No.
But we did a lot of off-roading and banging around and just had an absolute ball in it. And when we moved from Iowa and Minnesota down to Oklahoma, it started to have some mechanical issues. And when you live in Oklahoma, you need air conditioning.
Okay.
And
This had air conditioning. It had a hole on my side, which eventually I think a street sign was riveted in. So I didn't see the ground, as we were going down the road.
Yeah.
So you just put your pant leg at just the right angle. You get a nice little updraft and pulls you right down.
Exactly. In fact,
or you get totally soaked.
Oh my God.
We love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So much fun.
The first year that we went canoeing up in Quetico, going up the Gunflint Trail, it was raining, and my buddy was riding, and the water, whatever the turbulence under the Jeep, the water was shooting up through the hole between his legs the whole way up the Gunflint.
Geez.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay.
We have a newer Jeep now.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is overlanding. Jeep is your thing, and I always feel that if you're like a Jeep person, you're always going to be like a Jeep person, right? Because there's all these fun things. So, and I didn't even know about this. I mean, we've heard about people having them. Tell us about Jeep badges.
Oh, the badge of honor.
Or badge of honor, yeah.
Oh, are you talking about trail badges?
Yeah.
Trail badges, yeah. So Jeep has a program called the Badge of Honor program, and there's an app, of course, and you go to whichever trails. We did a whole bunch out in Colorado, absolutely beautiful trails and dangerous, and you check in when you get to the trailhead with your phone and your app. You check in, and they can see that you've completed the trail. And once done, then they send you this badge. I guess it's metal, a metal badge that you can stick on the side of your Jeep.
Okay.
So it's a really cool program. It's a great app. It'll tell you, exactly what's coming up next.
Okay.
And there's no big surprises unless, you happen to be on a trail and another Jeep comes rolling down.
Yeah. Oh, that's a crazy video. Have you seen that video?
Oh my goodness.
Like,
It's Black Bear,
Black
right?
Bear.
Where the Jeep comes rolling down. Yeah, Black Bear Pass.
Crazy stuff. We did not experience that, but
how many badges do you have?
oh gosh, we've
only got 4. We've only done 4. It's something that
I'm always on the downside too.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
The way it's going.
It's not that steep.
No, when I saw this, I am like, that is my side of the vehicle. I am not looking down. Like, no.
Well,
Always.
you don't have to look down, just look straight.
Oh.
Yeah.
So where was this at?
That's out in Colorado. I think that's
Oh, geez.
might be California.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful lake right down below there, I believe.
Right. There was.
There's
That
a
is just
series of trails.
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, called it creates what they call the Alpine Loop.
Okay.
And you basically go through some of the trails and back around, and you can loop around the whole mountain. And so that was kind of back in part of that. A really, really neat area.
It looks so scary.
Yeah.
My gosh. Is there like a trail that you're like I want to do this trail? Like what's on the list?
Oh, well, the Rubicon.
Yeah, the Rubicon Trail for sure.
Where's
And
that?
It's out in California.
California.
That's
It goes
California.
from
Okay.
somewhere in California, and it ends up at Lake Tahoe. And ever
Okay.
since I had my very first Jeep, I've just wanted to do that trail. So
Oh my god.
last year, they open up the Jeep Jamboree, which is a group that takes Jeepers out on trail rides, or not trail rides.
Okay.
They lead trail drives. I was all pumped up. I got on early. I started signing up, went to hit accept. And there's a big thing that says your Jeep has to have 37-inch tires. And we have 35s. And I'm
So you weren't ready.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sent them a note. How can you possibly say we need these big of tires? And when you say that the Jeep coming out of the factory can do this trail, yada, yada, yada. And the guy, in a kind way, sent back and he said, well, we have no idea what the level of experience from the drivers that we have on the trail is. So we say 37-inch tires, and that way we're not spending all day getting people unstuck and breaking things.
Got it.
Basically, it seems to be a way for them to make sure that they can get everybody through the trail. But it killed our chance to go on that trail.
Yeah, that sucks.
But you said they stated that a stock Jeep could do the trail?
It can. I mean, and that's so if you look at the trail rated thing on the side of a Wrangler, that supposedly indicates that it can go up the Rubicon Trail. And so I think stock.
If you get a Rubicon, it can do the Rubicon Trail. That's what they're.
That's the idea, right? But they said no go on it, and I'm sure we could do it a different way. So we're still looking at it. It just can't be with the Jeep Jamboree. So
right. So what model Jeep y'all got?
Right now it's a 2015 JK Unlimited Rubicon.
Okay, it's a Ruby. Okay.
Yeah. And it's got a 3.5-inch AEV suspension lift on it, 6-speed manual. So it's a fantastic setup. I mean, that suspension has been wonderful. It's done the rock crawling. It is comfortable on the road. When we went up the Dempster Highway and stuff, it was comfortable. Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah, fantastic suspensions.
That's cool. There you go. Ron is saying the Jeep Wave.
No.
Okay, so
sorry, Ron. That's a Subi Wave.
That's what he says. It's a Subi Wave. So that's the other thing. Have you guys ever been ducked? Like, did anybody ever think a little? No,
I've never been ducked. I think I don't have a cute, girly Jeep.
Right?
It's a kind of a, big, mean-looking Jeep.
Not everybody with a big, mean-looking Jeep that's been ducked is going,
I don't know. I've never been ducked. But I see there's, around town, they're lined up on people's dashboards. I guess.
Oh.
Where is that from?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't the duck.
Hey Pete, you're watching. Well, who started the ducking?
Yeah, I feel like we have some Jeep people in the chat, so maybe they'll know. So I feel like you guys should, because your logo is green, you should have a green duck. You could like
True.
Like duck people with the green. I don't know.
I don't even know it. I don't know what ducking protocol is.
I can't remember.
Because I think only a Jeep person can duck a Jeep.
I think so. I think it's a Jeep to Jeep thing.
Probably.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I love it. So just like you guys, and we love overlanding and the people and the interaction and the events and all that kind of stuff, right? So
Jay and Jen's in the house. Hey guys.
Hold
on, I'm gonna answer that question.
Sorry. So you guys have done the Overland Expo, right? West. You've done the Pacific Northwest. You guys did more last year.
Yeah.
Right. Are you guys going to more this year?
I think so. We haven't registered yet, but I think we will.
Okay.
Talking to a few people.
We're not going to go. We're not going to make it. And we're going to Canada that weekend. So it's like, oh, I know. It's hard to, April's getting like tight. So we were trying to fit everything in, but more was on our list.
More is on our list, but not right now because our Subies is done. He's done tricked out. I don't need anything more for him or the
right.
And the camper is done. I cannot put anything more on that.
But there's so much going on. Like we do want to go to Mark. It's a great event. Like we love all the people who are going. And on that note, have you guys ever heard of CORE, the Keweenaw Outdoor Overland Adventure Retreat? Okay.
Yeah. Which we're not doing that.
We're not going to that this year either. We were at the last two, but you should go. It's a cool event. I mean,
we're actually looking at it's called Overland the Red.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a cool one.
We're looking at that for October. So
maybe put that in your back pocket kind of thing and think about that. It's kind of fun.
Well, I just learned about CORE, and by the time I learned about it and went on, it was all sold out. So I'm on.
It is. It goes like in a day.
It sells out like that.
In like an hour or something ridiculous, like a concert ticket.
But if you follow Northology, Cindy and her group does an amazing job. They do a Black Fridays. Well, they did do a Black Friday sale last year. I don't know if she'll do it again this year. I can't quote that. But look,
you missed it.
Huh? Did we?
Black Friday. Remember, honey.
Well, no, for next year.
Oh, for the following year. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh. Yeah.
Maybe. Anyways.
We just probably need an inside track, so we can get our way in, like some people that might know them or something.
Right? I know.
Well, I mean, technically, I do have a free
ticket. He does have free tickets.
I do have a free ticket.
But I think we'll do something with that, and we're going to do with that yet. But but those events are really awesome, and it's just you get to meet like-minded people. You get to talk about really cool things, and it's really awesome. But so our overlanding thing is going to be Overland the Red in October. So
we're going to do. I mean, we're going to do a lot of local stuff on our own.
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure. So I totally want to talk trips. We've done a lot of the same trips.
Start?
I know.
Yeah.
But we've done so many things that are the same. Like it's crazy.
Well, let's. I'm sure the people in the chat don't want to hear what we've already done.
No.
How about something like Alaska?
Wait a minute.
I want to hear about Alaska.
Wait a minute. There's something I wanted to say. So because we've adventured the same places, right? We've done Teddy Roosevelt. You guys have done that. Olympic National, we've done that, Custer, Glacier. So we stay in Glacier, which I'm excited to do. He's like, stop it. Anyways, there was a spot that you guys stayed.
Alaska.
So we stayed in the on the east side of Glacier, and I wanted to stay where you guys stayed at Kintla Lake.
That's a lot of stands.
Put this up, honey. This is the spot that I had looked at right from the very, very beginning, and we just that is the campsite. That is the view from their campsite.
Where the heck is that?
I told you it's in Kintla. Tell them where it is.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
campsite we have ever stayed in.
That was a stunning area. Yeah,
Unreal. That water was crystal clear.
Yeah,
it was silent. Not a sound in that area. It was so cool.
Yeah, and I think the whole campground probably held maybe 20 sites, and they weren't full. We were there in September.
Yeah.
And when we were there, it actually had gone primitive, so there was no water or anything.
Right.
You had to be self-reliant. or filter, right?
But you were at Pole Bridge, so you were almost there.
Yeah,
I know.
there.
Right. So,
Right.
so Kintla is north of Pole Bridge, right?
Yeah.
Right,
You go in. There's a ranger station just past the Pole Bridge Mercantile.
Right.
And then when you go in, Kintla Lake is the furthest campsite up that back. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, because we
we're destined for a retrip, so there's
100%.
no question.
But we were traveling with our friends who had a camper at the time too, and they were like, they'd have to go outside the park because they couldn't take it on the going to the Sun Road, and we were like, we'll just stay on the east side. It just seemed more convenient. But I was eyeing that campground like, and I was like, that's where I wanted to go.
You gotta go back.
Right.
That was fantastic.
No. The only thing she was eyeing was the frickin' huckleberry.
Oh, I could have a bear claw.
She goes, I need a huckleberry bear claw.
We need something huckleberry.
We had to have huckleberry something. Yeah.
Let's see, we got huckleberry jam, we got huckleberry bear claws, we got huckleberry lip balm, we have huckleberry ice cream. What else did we get that was
everything was huckleberry? It was all good.
Oh my gosh. You know, when we left that campsite, the whole time I was there, I was so disappointed we didn't have a kayak or a canoe with us.
That was crazy.
So we bought two, I don't know if you know the Cocapelli, the inflatable kayaks.
Okay.
Yes.
We bought two of those when we got back. I said, I'm not going there again without boats. So
Yeah.
Right.
I
we
think
have
you're right.
those with us now. Yeah.
Absolutely. So is like not crossing national parks? Is that something that's on your list or?
Yes. So
Yeah. Okay.
You know, with the kids, every like summer or every year we try to get to a national park. So
Okay.
I think we're on like 38 of 63 or 64. So
That's good.
That's awesome.
it's on my list.
We were when we were at
that is so good.
we were at where did we go for dinner? In
Where?
Glacier.
When?
With the boat ride and everything.
Oh, the boat. St. Mary's.
St. Mary's? No.
St. Mary's. Yeah.
St. Mary's Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were at the restaurant having dinner there.
Oh yeah.
And bumped into a couple they've gone all but 2 national parks.
Wow.
I know.
And both of them, one of them was in California, and the other one is up at the Arctic Circle.
Some fly in
You can
Alaska.
the only way you
something.
can get there is by a bush
Yeah. It was something-
bush pilot and a guide to get you to that park.
And we never like, all right, whatever.
I was like,
we're like,
whoa.
let's go. Right?
I know that's the one you want to go to now.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
It's the hardest one to get to.
How do you guys plan out your trips? Like, who decides what is it a family thing?
You take like a dart and a board.
Yeah, like what do you do?
Like
Alphabetically?
We'll talk and say, what do you think, where you want to go? And then, kind of come up with an idea, and then he'll do a lot of planning. And he pretty much puts it all together, and then I kind of sit with him at the end and help
Make sure I haven't screwed up.
make sure all the dates are right. And
Okay.
On our last trip, we had everything ready to go. I said, okay, we're done. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, I booked the ferry for the wrong week from Alaska. So I called him and I said, oh my God. And we got the last spot.
Oh my gosh.
On the right ferry to come back. So
Oh yeah.
we
Oh yeah.
there. But the planning is getting harder all the time because when the kids were little, we would go and we would just show up in a national park. And you could get a campsite, you could just drive in that day and there'd be a campsite. Cripes, now it's a year. They're sold out. You have to get.
They are.
So the whole planning has changed pretty dramatically. And in reality, the national park thing, we've almost, even though we've done quite a few on our trips, we've diminished or minimized the goal of getting to the national parks a bit. And I think for us now going forward, when we do look at national parks, it's going to be on the hump season. So it's going to be, late fall, spring, maybe some winter stuff. I mean, I'd love to see Yellowstone or Glacier in the winter.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Right.
So now it's more about, we're going to go up this road and we're just going to find a place to camp.
Yeah.
And, luckily the way we travel is really minimal. So
Sure.
we sleep in the Jeep. We don't have to pitch a tent most of the time. And So it makes it easy to find a spot to camp,
Yeah,
you
a
know?
lot more dispersed camping.
Yeah.
Than when
Which
we
is
did
awesome.
with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Much
like,
It
easier.
is because we did dispersed camping on the north side of the Grand Canyon, and we were like the only people for miles and miles and miles, and we were on the edge, and it was just so cool.
That was a phenomenal campsite as well. You know, and it took us, we had to go through some Forest Service roads that were tight and rough and winding, and everything in the back of the Jeep was banging around. I mean, it was a great road to drive on.
Right?
Yeah. And then you come out onto this plateau.
Yeah.
You've got the whole North Rim to yourself. And it was.
You pinch yourself and you go, is this for real? Like, am I really supposed to be here? But one thing I do like what you said is that you're like, it doesn't matter what kind of weather, right? I mean, you're going in the shoulder season, or, you show me in the wintertime or whatever that is, right? But I mean, there's some parks that are, I mean, I don't know what season you want to go in, but I don't know, maybe not the summer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
That's a little warm.
Come on.
I think there was one other car in the park that day.
Yeah.
Like nobody was there. We had the whole place to ourselves.
Like, this is Death Valley, right?
No, this is Furnace Creek.
Furnace
Get
Yeah.
it? See, it says Furnace
No,
Creek.
is it Death Valley though?
Yeah.
It is. That's
Yeah.
the visitor center the main visitor center in Death Valley. And we were there. That's like at 5:00 on a Sunday night or something. They were getting ready to close their doors, and we ran in quick and said, "Oh, where? What should we see? Where can we camp?" And they gave us some really good information, and off we went. And that was a car tour day. They said, "Don't get out, don't walk. Make sure your car is always within sight. Don't go any farther." But then, of course, we did back roads up and around, and we camped at like 8,500 feet or something. So it was nice and cool. And again, we were the only people in that campsite.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a little creepy, but
But that's cool.
Great
It's
views.
so cool.
And we left, it was 124, and we got to the campsite, it was in the 60s.
yeah.
That's crazy. All terrain just said he would combust. Okay, we have a couple of questions before. I know, right?
Yeah, it's not for a fat guy from Iowa. I don't want to waddle around.
Oh, like, stop.
Either,
All right. So what do we got here?
So we got Tate Trendcap asks, Dickin Around, being up in Minnesota, have you ever been to the Boundary Waters?
So I've never canoed in the Boundary Waters, Tate. My canoeing was always on the Canadian side in the park called Quetico, but I've been up to Ely, which is sort of the gateway to the Boundary Waters in Minnesota, which is a great little town just to hang out in. It's a great little town because we did a houseboat on Rainy Lake.
Oh yeah.
The houseboating is a ball. If you've never done it, it is so much fun.
Oh, you just piqued my interest.
So houseboating, there is a key element to that, and that is the camaraderie of all those people.
Oh, the people on the boat?
On the boat.
I agree.
You got one bad seed, you're going to make it. I've heard horror stories, but I've heard awesome stories too.
Yeah.
So you got to have that right click of the.
We took the kids, and
I think they would say that's like one of their all-time favorites.
Yeah,
that is
probably
awesome.
because
you go to Tennessee. Where'd you go houseboating?
Rainy Lake, we did the houseboat, and we did one up by Hayward, Wisconsin one time. So we've done it twice. And I think Hayward was a much smaller lake, and I almost think I enjoyed that one more because once you get up on Rainy Lake, there were so many houseboats that finding a place to camp, because when you camp, you have to find a designated spot that you can, hook the boat up to, and
I know
it was hard to find one up on Rainy because it was so busy.
Wow.
I know it's huge in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
There's
it?
some like big lakes down there, and you have to have, and there's like multiple outfitters with boats and stuff like that. And you have to bring a dinghy boat with you. So
Okay.
some friends of us have tried to get us roped into going, and it's like,
Yeah, I got to be with the right people.
I found the itinerary, and it's like, no, not going.
Yeah.
It is a load of fun.
I know.
So we got a quick question from Mad Hippies. They ask, question, tent camper, trailer, how are you guys camping?
We've always been tent campers.
Yeah.
And the last big couple trips we've taken, which have been about a month in duration, each one of them, we've ended up just sleeping in the Jeep. So we rearranged the gear in the back of the Jeep, and Julie lays down the back seat on one side
I
and
fit in there perfectly.
puts down her thermarest and her sleeping bag, and I just sleep in the front seat of the Jeep. And I think I sleep as well as, as if I was in a tent.
I was going to ask you that. How do you work all your gear? Well, that explains it. So you just shift it to one side.
Yeah. So some of the stuff, like if you talk like our
Max tracks.
Our Max tracks and our cutting bags and water, we'll take out because that's not going to attract any bears or anything.
Sure.
Right.
But the food and all the foodstuffs are in aluminum bear-proof boxes, but they do stay in the Jeep.
Right by my head.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so that's how we do it. I did do one time, and I think if I were ever going to make a jump to something different, when I went up to Alaska the very first time, I went with a fellow that he owned land on the Kenai River, and he was taking an old pickup truck with one of those slide-in truck campers.
Yep.
He was going to take it up. He was just going to park it there, and that was going to be his summer cabin, was a truck camper.
Perfect.
So I rode up with him, and I got to tell you, that was pretty nice to be able to pull in late to a campsite somewhere, level the truck, and be done. I like this. So if I were ever going to change, that's what it would be.
Got it.
If you do go down that avenue, I will make one slight recommendation to check out before you do that. Check out Skinny Guy Campers.
Oh, yeah.
Skinny Guy.
Skinny Guy. So our friends, Michelle and Justin, they're representatives for the company.
My God.
And this thing
it's pretty fancy.
It's low profile.
I think they're going to be at more.
They're going to be at more.
Yeah, I think so.
So look them up. So it's very low profile. Yeah. So it has a very streamlined to the cab of the truck, but it opens up big and it folds out the back.
Crazy.
Almost like think of it like a pop-up style for the bed of the truck. But it it has you can put a 270 awning as well.
Yeah.
So you're totally encapsulated. Really,
that would be nice because as we've done more of these,
and a shower, like your shower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shower. What's that?
Yeah. I know. It's like, what do you mean? I thought a shower pouch was a shower, right?
Right. All right, everybody in the chat's going Alaska.
Yeah,
All right, we need the Alaska shakedown. So you just said that.
Which trip?
No, well, I was gonna say that. So you were there just on your own with a buddy, like you said, 20 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then you just said, hey, you and Julie were like, hey, should we do Alaska again? Like, how'd that happen?
Well, so I was very lucky. The company that I'm from the oil industry, and the company that I worked for at one point in time actually owned one of the refineries in Alaska.
Mm.
So I've had the good fortune of going to Alaska many, many times. And we took our kids to Alaska. I don't know how many years ago that was, but one of our family summer trips, we went to Alaska and we did, the Denali and the whitewater rafting and glaciers and fishing in Seward and the Kenai Peninsula. We kind of did the whole shebang, and so that is great. And I love it up there. The actual reason we were in Alaska this last time is because we wanted to go up the road called the Dempster Highway in Canada.
Yep.
Which used to terminate in Inuvik, which is a village sort of way up in the Northwest Territories. And I think it was 2019, they extended the road from Inuvik to Tuktoyaktuk, which has now become an overlander's, it's on the bucket list now, because that is the only place in North America that you can physically drive and get to the Arctic Ocean. Yes. You can't actually do that in Prudhoe Bay. You have to drive to Prudhoe Bay and then get a tour to go that last distance to the Arctic Ocean. Got it. So that was really our goal, was to get to Tuktoyaktuk. And then we thought, well, heck, we're in Tuktoyaktuk. Why would we just turn around and go home? Let's go ahead and go back into Alaska. So we went a different way into Alaska than we've ever gone before, which was to go through Dawson City and across what they call the Top of the World Highway. And that was, just a great drive. I mean, the scenery was phenomenal. You go through the northernmost border checkpoint, U.S. Customs in the country, and you come back and you go through this little town called Chicken, which if you saw my chicken video, it's
everything's all chicken stuff, right? It's crazy.
There's 4 buildings and they're all connecting.
But there was beer there.
Yeah, it's the swag shop, the bar, the restaurant, and the convenience store thing, So yeah, I had to have my Alaskan Amber.
I love it.
And then we just kind of toured around. We went up to a hot springs and did Denali again. And unfortunately,
Denali this time.
Yeah,
It was fun.
camped at Denali this time. First time we've camped there, and probably the first time we didn't get to see Denali because of the clouds.
Okay.
So, that's the unfortunate part of going up there is that if you only have one day, it's a crapshoot on whether you get to see the mountain or not.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true. That is true. But you guys,
pretty epic.
it is like it was a 30-day trip, like ish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not too many.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of planning that goes into that. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Did you have to bring extra fuel?
We did.
We did have it, and we only came close to needing it once.
Okay.
So on the planning side, I'll go back to the planning side. So the planning side, there is a lot of planning, and at the same time, because of the way we travel, it's not as bad as you would think. So we planned the route, and we had specific waypoints that we were going to stay at. So there's a place called the Northern Rockies Lodge, I think is what it's called, and it is just a beautiful lodge that's on a lake. And we knew we wanted to stay there one night, just to stay there and, go to a restaurant and do laundry and all that stuff. But the rest of the time it was, let's find a campsite. So what we do is we have certain dates specific that we have to be in a place.
Right.
We had a B&B in Tuktoyaktuk because we wanted to stay there. We saw a number of people go take a picture at the sign, turn around and leave.
No.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want to do that. So we stayed overnight in Tuk. So we knew we had to be there on a date. We knew we had to be at Northern Rockies. Then we didn't have really any other date until Denali because we had the campsite reserved.
Okay.
And then after that was to get on the ferry. And once I had the right week on the ferry booked,
Right.
we knew that we had to be there. So
Okay.
So the planning is there.
But it's loosey goosey.
It's loosey goosey. And when we got the going back to the fuel, then we did have an extra 10-gallon tank mounted on the Jeep. And the only time we came close to needing that is we took a detour through Wrangell St. Elias National Park, and we decided to just kind of wheel our way back into the back parts of the park. And that added another extra 80 miles to our trip. And up there, I guess the way I put it, as long as you're going point to point, you're never going to run out of gas. But if you start trekking off the beaten path, you better have some backup.
For sure.
I agree with you. That is true.
And we rolled into the gas station. The light was on. It'd been dinging for quite some time. And, so had we not had the extra fuel, I don't know how many miles we had left, but it wasn't a lot.
But the milepost, I have to say the milepost is a must.
Yes.
It'll say, okay, next bridge coming up in 2 miles. Here's the next historical whatever, or the hotel or food or fuel or we read it as we were driving. It was interesting.
So tell everybody what it is. So I'd never heard of it until I saw your video and you talked about it. Yep. So is the milepost only for that highway?
The milepost, it's a I guess travel guide, if you will.
Okay.
For the whole sort of northwest Canada and Alaska highway system.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this thing, I think, since the 50s. I had a copy of it in 2003.
Okay.
And what it does is it lays out every highway, and it'll tell you, where can you get fuel? Where can you eat? Here's what happens at every milepost.
It's
amazing. It is, so cool. I would never go up there without that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
I like wrote that down. I already like, I think I'm gonna order. I was just like, what? Like, it was just incredible information.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Tons of historical info
Yes.
too, and it would tell. There's like a whole page about each little city and town that you.
Well, and I love that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
of course, we're on the Alcan, so tons of historical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, who doesn't love a good roadside attraction?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you I'm going to give you a great example of why that's important. So in 1993, I had some free airline tickets from getting bumped so many times. I had some airline tickets. So I said, where in the world do I want to go? I said, let's just go to Belize. So I called up a friend of mine and I said, hey, you want to go to Belize? He said, sure, let's go. So we went down and we started in Cancun. We spent a few days in Cancun and we rented a Jeep and then we drove around the Yucatan Peninsula and just stayed in villages.
Yep.
And at that time, did you guys go to Tulum when you were down there? Or have you been to Tulum?
We did not go to Tulum, no.
When we were there was really nothing between Tulum and what's the town in the Yucatan? Not Cabo, Cancun.
Cancun.
In Cancun and Tulum, there was nothing. In fact, the dive guys said, just go down the road, turn left on any dirt road, get to the beach, and you'll have some good diving. It was like that. Now it's hotel. And Tulum didn't have anything built around it. We paid a guy $10 and watch our bags, and we wandered around, kind of thing, But we happened to go on that day. We went to Chichen Itza, which is world famous, right? World famous Mayan ruins.
Yep.
And we did our thing. We wandered around, and again, no guides, anything. We just wandered around at the time. Got back in a Jeep, went to a town, found a place to stay, and it was a little, kind of a really cool little local hotel. And they had a little guidebook, and we're having our, cocktails after settling in, and we're going through this guidebook, and it's talking about Chichen Itza. And apparently 2 times a year, the sun is just right that it looks like snakes on the steps. Have you heard this? 2 times because of the astrology, right? Or it looks like,
I just got goosebumps.
Looks like snakes running down the steps, right? People come from all over the world to see this. That was a day we were there. We didn't even know about it.
Stop it.
Oh, man.
So we did. Had I had a milepost for the Yucatan Peninsula, I'd have known that. Yeah, so we tend to plan a little bit better than we used to, but we still kind of like to do it a bit loosey. It's just more fun, I think.
Wow.
We were in Cozumel the week after you.
Say that again?
In Cozumel, we were there the week after you guys were.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were on a cruise, though, weren't you?
We were, yeah. So we stopped there for one day, yeah.
That's awesome. Very fun. Love it. So 30-day trip. I mean, we know because we've done a 3-week trip, and it's some, planning and some finagling and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But you had, you're traveling through Canada too. So and a couple times, right? So how does that work out for you? Were you nervous about that? It was obviously a little easier this time.
We had the Arrive can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you had to do that then. Okay.
Yeah, we knew about that.
I don't think they're doing that anymore.
No, they're not. Thank God.
So that ended the week after we got back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arrive can was nice to have that.
Okay.
But no, never any issue at the border.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I
I think we had a half-hour conversation with the guy when we were coming back in by Haynes. He had nothing to do, so he was just there to visit.
Yeah.
So we talked to him for a good half hour.
Yeah.
All very friendly. Never any issue.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh,
yeah, there you
go. You have to go.
100% you do. Come on.
So good.
You gotta have the Timmies. So anybody who's watching right now, you do have to watch. You have to watch their how to pack video, because I was really, I am that kind of person that everything, there's a spot for it. Everybody needs a place for it. You know what I mean? And you're organized, but not just being organized. You guys opted for no tent, which is kind of what we said. So that was a bit of finagling right there. I don't know how to get that off, honey. And then, But you did something I never thought of, and I was like, "This is ingenious." You guys put a light in every box and in every bag, so you're not like, "Oh, oh my God, where's my headlamp? Oh my God, where's my whatever?" So they put a Lucy. It was pretty much a Lucy light, right?
Those
Like,
are awesome.
Love those Lucy lights.
I was like, that is the best idea ever.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So no, that was
Saves a lot of hassle.
Mhm.
Saves, and the other thing we did this trip, we went to Blue Ridge Overland, and we got the attic for the Jeep.
Yes.
And we threw our jackets up there. That thing was great.
That is a game changer too, isn't it?
Yeah, it really was. And we got the 2 pouches that there's that Velcro mount that fits on the headrest. And there's 2 zipper pouches that fit on that. And in one zipper pouch, we had all of our fire lighting kits. We had our fire starters, lighter, all that stuff. And then the other one, we had flashlight and, I don't remember what was in the other one, but like all the lighting and just other gear that you just need. Yeah. And you want it handy. You
now I want one for my toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, that is like key. You know what I mean? It's incredible. And I mean, one of the things that I loved about your trip too is that all these interesting things that I don't think you knew about that you were going to kind of come across. Like you were at the hot springs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Laird hot springs.
Is that the first one? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that's cool.
That place was awesome.
Right.
That was so cool.
That must be in the milepost book.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had friends that went on a canoe trip. They were up in the Yukon, and they stayed at a campground. And it was the first time they stayed at a campground that had an electric fence around it.
I know.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened there?
Yeah.
It's to keep the bears
out of the campground.
Out of the campground.
Yeah.
But didn't you have it at the hot springs?
Well, so in the hot springs they did. So when you go into the hot spring, we didn't camp there. That was a night that we stayed in the Northern Rockies Lodge.
In the hotel. Yeah.
But the campsite there is, I guess, connected to the hot springs. But in order to get to the hot springs, you exit out of the fenced-in area and walk down this boardwalk through this swampy area to get to the hot springs. And right before we'd gone in, somebody had seen a bear wandering around back in there. So the rangers had gone in, but we didn't see anything.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. Gosh.
But,
wow.
But the bears, I guess, I don't worry too much about the black bears, I guess, particularly. The grizzlies, I haven't had much exposure to. If you saw the one video by Haynes, we were pretty close to the grizzlies, but
in the Jeep.
In the Jeep, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah,
like that close.
Out and been around a few black bears, but yeah.
She was right there.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yeah, it was.
She could have cared less that we were sitting there.
Really?
No.
She was more concerned. There was a mother. She had 2 cubs, and her 2 cubs had run across the road and up into the forest.
Okay.
But the river was on the other side where they were all fishing at the weir. But there was another mother with 3 cubs crossed, and I don't know if it spooked her or
Right.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I can see she's all wet right there.
She had been in and she was fishing.
Yeah, she actually had a fish and dropped it. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. No way.
So she came and she stood there for a good 5 minutes, watched the other bear, and then she went back and got right back into the.
Once they kind of got their fish, she scampered back. Because it's weird, when they catch their fish, they wander back off into the woods to eat it. They don't eat it right there where they catch it. So once the one caught their fish and took off, she went back down and started fishing again.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Very cool.
But I mean, you guys had bear spray. Obviously, I saw that you had bear spray. And you pack that and whatever, and you take that when you went on your hikes and all that, because you have to. That's just your due diligence, and you have to do that. How much research did you guys do? Like, are you like? I mean, when we like our YouTube people. I'm a map person. Like, I love a physical map all the time too. You know, like, what are you guys using?
Well, a lot of it is YouTube. A lot of it is just Google, because there's a lot of good information on these different roads.
Yeah.
For mapping, we use Gaia GPS.
Okay.
Primarily, and we also use Overland Bound, the OB1 app.
Okay.
Got it.
So we use that one. We're members of Overland Bound.
Okay.
So those are our two primary mapping. And another one, if you want to do specific trails, there's Trails Off-Road,
That's a good one.
which is a good one
I like that
specifically
one.
for like trails in Colorado and
Trails
stuff.
off-road?
Yep.
I don't know that one. Okay.
That's a good one. But it's
Driving trails.
yeah.
Not,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
hiking trails.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an what else is out there? Overlander,
Yeah. There's Overlander's a lot of like campsites and stuff.
campsites.
What's the
Yeah.
other one? Onyx?
These really aren't campsites.
Yeah.
We had the Overlander pulled up,
Yeah.
and Dick would say, "Oh, there's a site up here on the right, just down the road." It'd be like a pull off. There'd be nothing.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
is a paved.
We had the same thing.
Right. Yeah. What's the what's the other one? I got a little list.
I forget where it was.
Uncampaign.
Yeah, I forgot the other one.
There's Onyx or
Yeah, the Onyx, Gaia.
Yep.
yeah. Then
Of
there's
course,
there's
and of course, the local forestry maps and such.
Right.
Yeah, we do
Yes.
have. There's another. So if you have Gaia, you can get the forestry maps, and it has a motor
Okay.
vehicle use maps as an
Right.
overlay. But there's also Avante or something. It's actually it taps into the park systems. So
Okay.
I think you can get their maps on that app too, and it's free.
Okay.
So that's a good one. And but most of the time it's just online stuff. And
Right.
sometimes I do the YouTube, but a lot of times it's just blogs or, in Canada, each province has their own site talking about their parks and things.
Right.
So we've got some interesting stuff that we're going to try to do this year.
Okay.
And we're making use of a lot of that information, and then once we get on the trail, we map with the Gaia and whatever, but.
Right. When you get to your destination, are you just like, oh, well, we want to stay here because it has like a nice little hiking trail, or there's an awesome waterfall we want to check out? Like, do you choose your destination by kind of what else is in the area too?
Sometimes, yes. Usually,
Yeah.
a lot of the times it's about how far we're going to drive that day.
Okay. So like, yeah. For
Yeah.
mileage and
But,
stuff like that.
we'll stop along the way and waterfalls, of course. I got to
Yeah.
Waterfalls, yep.
But yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on what's out there.
Right.
And fishing, do you want to spend some time doing some fishing, or, I'm a day hiker. I'm not a through hiker kind of guy. I was telling Julie, it's kind of funny because backpacking is so big, it's so popular and stuff. But
Oh yeah.
even when I was young, it was the canoeing and all that stuff was really popular. But it seems like the backpacking was just starting.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the late '60s, early '70s, when I was kind of young enough to really be wanting to try different stuff. And I saw there was somebody, one of the people online was a hippie, somebody.
The Mad Hippies, yeah.
Mad hippies.
So I was talking to Julie, and I said, yeah, at that time it was backpacking was the hippies did the back.
That's right. I mean? The
And
hippies and the hobos.
Yeah. So the through hiking and the backpacking never really was part of it. I mean, for scouts, obviously you hike,
sure,
but it was more day hiking and that. So we do that, and we pick out where we can do some trails, or we'll just stop during the day and we'll do a hike and then just get back in and drive on.
It's nice to do that for sure.
Yeah, but we usually try to stay, if we can, somewhere that's nice, along a river, by a lake, that's kind of, or we try to stay, if you're on more of those remote roads, we try to stay, like on a Dempster, there's this place called Eagle Pass, which is where you can buy gas, and there's a hotel and there's a restaurant.
Okay.
So we love to go to those sort of, I guess, central areas where there's all these other travelers that you can sit in the bar and you can just talk about the trips and talk about the travels and whatnot. So, our son is calling the camera lady aside.
What's going on? Tell them to come on, say hi. Wave.
Well, you're supposed to come say
Now you
hi.
gotta say hi.
Don't make me sit down. I gotta take a seat.
Hey.
Hi, how you doing?
This is
How are
Jack.
you?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Go ahead.
How are they doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. How are these guys doing?
They're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
killing it.
From what I can see so far through it, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, that's
You haven't
awesome.
embarrassed
Good deal.
No, I was just gonna say I'm going to grab some food.
Okay.
Let me know if they get a little rowdy, and I'll tell them.
Oh, his friends are on the chat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, anyways, I'm out of here. I just wanted to
Well,
let you know
thanks
that.
for your support. Thanks for
Yeah, of
stopping
course.
in.
Of course, of course. I hope everything goes well.
That's awesome. Dick, how old is he?
Joshua is 21, be 22 in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
why'd
There you go. There you go.
Cool.
Young.
Yeah, I
3
just-
weeks.
You just celebrated my
Joshua's
oldest
been
birthday yesterday.
over the years with
Oh, yeah.
hiking and
I posted a comment to talk
Oh, you
about
did?
Carl's bad cat
Oh, no, okay.
Nightmare trick.
we've traumatized him.
Yes.
Oh, well, tell him thanks for being interactive in the chat. That was fun. Him and all of his people.
Yeah.
So, Julie, when you honestly got up to the Arctic Ocean, were you just like, oh my God, like I think I would cry.
Well,
It
I would
was
be going like, holy moly.
It was like a holy moly moment. And like
Yeah.
sitting there at the edge of the water, and like I've got my phone, I'm calling the kids, nobody's answering. I'm like, I'm gonna show everybody the Arctic Ocean. I'm calling
Yes.
nobody's answering. I think I tried, and I might have tried my parents on, some Snapchat video or something. Nobody around. So I just recorded a video that I could share later. But it was just like Dick was like, I'm getting in. I'm jumping in. And then we got up there and the wind was blowing like crazy and it was so cold and the water was cold.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, well maybe we'll roll up our pant legs and just walk in.
You gotta do that. You gotta do
Hey,
that.
baby steps.
That was enough. But
Yep.
like the whole time, standing there thinking, gosh, what an awesome opportunity.
It
how many people
is.
can say I drove to the Arctic Ocean and stood in it.
It's on my list.
It is. It's totally on our list. And I mean, we get the same way when we go to the Lake Superior. I'm like, I'm taking my socks and shoes off and I'm putting my toes in that water. Like, that's it.
That is cold.
It is cold.
yeah.
It is cold.
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's like, you could do the polar plunge in the middle of June.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. So I love it. Like, this is just awesome.
Tobermory is the same way.
Oh yeah, up in Ontario for sure.
That's 35 degrees at the surface.
So I don't know if one of you guys mentioned this, if you guys came up with this quote or if you just like said it, but you said people who travel frequently tend to have greater life satisfaction. Someone said that on one of your videos and I was just like, what? And that is the best thing. So you know that as a couple, how it's amazing to get away. It's amazing to have a day trip. It's amazing to have a 30-day trip, right? Yeah. And I mean, that's why we love the couple thing. You know what I mean? It's just incredible how you grow and you go closer and you create memories and get to talk about it and share this passion. You know what I mean? And it's pretty incredible.
You know, it's interesting for us because we do generally get along really, really well. And, we enjoy each other's company and we like traveling. So I don't know how you want to say this to make it, we generally travel solo. We don't travel in groups, which maybe is why sometimes the videos aren't, a lot of times the YouTube videos are caravans of people jeeping or overlanding and then sitting on a campfire. We tend to go solo. So when we go to the Arctic Ocean, we just get in the Jeep and go.
Right.
And the trips that we have planned for this year are the same way. And the way we like to travel, and I think it goes back to what I said about these midpoint hotels and stuff. We love to travel solo, but we love the whole concept of this rendezvous, of coming together with all these like-minded people, and sharing these stories and then dispersing again. It's kind of the way we travel.
Right.
I agree with you.
Well, you made that mention of just hooking up at for a bunch of weary travelers, hooking up at a little podunk bar and just say, hey, how's your day?
Yeah. How's your day? What'd you see on the road? Anything we need to check out?
Yeah.
Right.
So much info to share.
Yeah. I don't know how many people on this Dempster highway. And when our Jeep and given our suspension, I honestly didn't think it was that bad. But when we were at the Laird Hot Springs, there were people talking about it. and they were talking about blowing out all their airbags on their suspension and busting things and
Flat
multiple flat tires and all kinds of things. So, you know, I think we're spoiled too having that vehicle. That vehicle,
maybe,
capable, you know.
Right.
But
it worked for you on this trip for sure.
Yeah, and people. There was one couple that we talked to, and their daughter, I think, worked somewhere up in Inuvik, and they'd asked them about bringing their camper, and they said no, park that in Dawson City, drive the truck up, and then pick it up on the way back. You know, so you know there are some restrictions to what you can do in some of those places, and
Right.
And, you know, it's nice to travel the way we do because other than our comfort level, there really are no restrictions unless you just get crazy rock crawling or something. That's not what we're doing anyway. But, you know, there's really nowhere that Jeep can't go or fit into, or, you know, it's a perfect vehicle as long as you like to pack small. You can't, I'm really anal about payload and things like that and making sure the Jeep handles well. In a Jeep, you've got to pack like you're canoeing almost because they don't hold much, you know, and when you get Julia and I, we've used up about half the payload of the vehicle, you know. So you just.
But that's what you guys. But that's what you guys did, though. I mean, you guys packed dehydrated meals, and you know, kind of, and then subbed it with some fresh stuff. Which that's kind of how we packed for a big trip and stuff like that too. But wait a minute, you guys are like super good cookers. Like you are good cookers. You guys dehydrate. Right, you do your own stuff. You guys smoke your own stuff.
A lot of cast iron cooking.
Lots and lots and lots of cast iron cooking.
Yeah.
His attention for sure.
Which Jason's no longer in the chat, but he did have a question.
He did?
Way back. Here it is.
Oh.
Question for Julie. Oh. Come on, click, open up. There we go. What's your favorite thing that Dick cooks in the Dutch oven?
Oh my gosh. It's the Salisbury steak thing.
What?
Oh
my gosh. It's hamburger, of course.
Okay.
But it's hamburger formed into patties. I don't even know what all's in it. And then it's just
you never will.
It's got this jar of gravy poured over the top, and we eat it on mashed potatoes. It is so good.
It sounds delicious.
That's just all it is just a big bowl of comfort. That's all it is.
Can you see the table for two fireside, please?
That's a good one. And then there's a dessert. There's a dump cake dessert that we do.
Okay.
Oh, what cake?
Doesn't get any easier than, you know, dumping. I think it's 4 things, 4 ingredients dumped in, cover it, and it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even stir it. So you just literally dump it in.
You don't have to.
Well, I mix it up. I mix it up, and before I put it in, but once you put it in, you
it's
just
like a can of Sprite and a
cake mix and some lemon curd, and I can't remember.
Delicious. But you guys, I mean, you cook over a fire. You have like a camp stove too. You got this tripod, right?
He has all the toys.
That's one benefit and hazard about having done this as long as we've done it is that you get so much gear. It's like okay, what do I need to use because I haven't used it for a while.
I know. Like, what is this thing?
That looks like a Discana.
That it is. It's the iCamper Disco. So
crazy.
That's without the. Well, I guess I got in my hand. I have the cooking thing.
Yeah.
The iCamper deal, and it's really a nice unit. It's got a couple drawbacks, I think, that keep it from being like the everything all the time cooker, but it really, really is nice. And the tripod is super. It's like a tank.
Okay.
It's aluminum.
It looks solid.
It is.
Yeah, it's really well made. It's got a Covia burner on it. It's a really good unit. Yeah.
Our friends, our level, he built one. He bought the Discana dish off Amazon, but he made the legs and rigged up a little Coleman stove underneath. Works out good.
Yeah, they really do work well. I mean, they're nice to have. It packs pretty large though. It's pretty big, right? So when I'm in the pickup truck, I'll take it. When I'm in the Jeep, we just don't take that kind of thing. Yeah, another gear junkie there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. Chris is. He's got a problem for sure.
Yeah. He's got a basement full.
It's not like trade.
Right.
But having said that, right, there are certain things that I think are our go-to depending on how we're packing and what we're driving, right? You know, and some stuff that I think, and I don't know if the hikers here know it, but you know, if you haven't heard of the Banks fry bake pans, those things are awesome. They're phenomenal.
They look really lightweight.
They aren't the lightest pans out there, but my God, they're durable.
We were panning for gold with it in Alaska.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What is what's it made out of?
It's anodized aluminum. It's all made in the U.S.
Huh.
The gal that invented it or marketed it or whatever used to be a teacher for the National Outdoor Leadership School. So Knoll uses it. That's their kind of go-to backcountry pan. And you can use it as a Dutch oven. You can fry on it. Just a great bit of gear. And I know some people have hang-ups about aluminum, but it's anodized aluminum and just really a solid piece of kit. And not cheap, right? You do pay up for having it made in the U.S. and the durability of it. But
sure.
they're super good lightweight stuff. And then, of course, you know, when you can carry the weight, the cast iron and the carbon steel are.
That's the way to go.
That's our go-to, right?
I mean, that's always been our go-to is definitely cast iron in the backcountry.
Sure.
Just because of the fact, well, not backpacking. Let me rephrase that. We have titanium for that, but no, for when we're overland camping and stuff like that. And it's cast iron because the fact that it's a dual purpose. You could throw it on a burner or you could throw it in a bed of coals and it's not going to hurt it.
Right. That's true too, for sure. Yeah. Now you mentioned fishing, right? Yeah. Just kind of quickly, your fishing poles. You guys fly fish.
We just started.
Okay, so
it was our pandemic purchase was fly rods.
Oh geez.
Oof.
Yeah. Did you guys take lessons? Did you go to Orvis and take lessons?
No, we just kind of putzed around.
It's much easier than
it is.
It looks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
we're all led to believe.
It's much easier throwing it. Now catching maybe a little different story.
Oh, right. But, well, I mean, it's like my father gifted me his fly rod that he had since I was like knee high to a grasshopper kind of thing.
Right.
And I took it to Orvis and it's like, okay, you know, what the heck do I got here? He said, oh, you got like a bass fishing style. I was like, okay, is there different ones? And he's like, oh yeah, you can get trout, you can get panfish, you got big sturgeon stuff. I said, no, I just want like little fish style fishing. So it's like, then you got to figure out your tippy. Then you got to have your leader. Then you got to have your line. And said, okay, what time of the season is? Okay, what kind of bite? You want a floater? Do you want a sinker? Do you want to draw? And it's like, dude, I don't got that much time.
It sounds more complicated than it is.
Well, that's what Troy just said. It's a rabbit hole.
It's like bust out the encyclopedia of fly fishing, and it's like, okay, we're in October. Let's go there. It's like, holy moly.
Well, and there's you know, it's like they have to have their own language. Everything when you're using a regular rod, it's called one thing, but you know, like a strike indicator is a bobber. Right.
Okay.
We call it a strike indicator, and you're like, "What the hell is a strike indicator?" I got to look that up.
Right.
And tip it, and it is a bit to take time, and we just bought.
Somebody just mentioned Tenkara rod.
Okay, yeah. So we met my nephew and his wife out in Yosemite.
Okay.
On a trip 2 years ago, and they fly fish, and they kind of helped us. You know, try to do this and do that, and sort of helped us through.
Thank you, Ron and Juliana.
Yeah, Ron and Juliana, thank you very much. They're online, one as I know. But then they also were telling us about this Tenkara rod.
Okay.
Which is a fly rod with no reel. It's just very simple. It's a fly rod, and you just attach the line right to it, and you fish. So we bought those, and that is a ball. We took it to the pond at the farm, and we're just catching bluegills like crazy. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I'm good at those.
Yeah. It was so much fun, you know.
Oh, I love it.
So basically,
just the rod. You gotta kind of reach out and get the. Yeah, it's
so you just gotta. All you gotta have is a little piece of line attached to the tip.
Well, it's kind of the same thing. So you have fly line, and then you have your tippet, which is basically just a real thin monofilament's what it is.
Right, yeah.
And then you attach to that, but there's no reel or anything. That's attached to the end of the rod, and you just throw it, and you're done. You wind it up on.
So that's what I'm trying to envision. So it's basically just like Doc says, you know, it's that old king pole fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
basically a stick, and when you're a little kid, you get a big stick and you tie some fishing line on the end and just throw it out there. That's your thing.
Fun. So, do you ever count on fish for dinner?
When we're in the boundary waters or Quiddick.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Wow.
Someone doesn't eat fish.
Yeah. So what's that? She does not.
Someone doesn't. She does not eat fish.
Oh.
She'll catch it.
I'll catch them all day long.
She won't eat it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. What about canoeing and kayaking? Now, you said you bought the blow up kayaks, right? So kind of that'll be like a destination, get to a spot, you got to blow them up and you're there kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is a canoe trip in your future?
Well, we talked about that. I've always wanted to get back to Quiddick. I love it up there. And this year we're planning a trip in the fall again. And we're going to go east this time in Canada, and we're going to do what's called the Trans-Labrador Highway.
Ooh, yeah.
And this is a quite remote road as well, and it's one where it's so remote that you check out a satellite phone, the government just lends it to you, and you have to turn it in on the other end of the road in case.
Right on.
We talked about going and doing a Quiddick trip, and then just crossing with Thunder Bay.
Yep.
Going into Canada there, just, when we come back out of Quiddick on the Gunflint Trail. But we haven't committed to that, so I'm not sure if there's permits left at this point. But we're still talking about how we want to do that trip. And we're kind of still talking about, she's always wanted to do Route 66.
Oh, there you go.
That's the new project.
Yeah, and it's not really Route 66 is not an overland trip. But I was trying to think, how do we make this work for our channel? Because we didn't do any videos on the cruise. So we're thinking about, we've got a 2013 Corvette. We're thinking about doing a Corvette-based overland trip on Route 66 where we have to live out of the Corvette for the week, and talk about packing small.
You got you're packing small, man.
I don't even know.
Well, here's the question: are you taking the old route or are you taking the new route?
Well, we'd like to take as much of the old route as still exists.
Right, that's the thing. When it gets down to, I think it's Oklahoma or something like that, it shifted.
It's become freeway now. So there's a few guides, kind of mileposts like Route 66 guides. We've got to get those and start really planning it out and setting our dates. But I think that would be kind of fun to do that and try to see if we could actually make it just in the back of the Corvette, because that's
right.
Like on a motorcycle, really.
And people watch you for you guys. People aren't watching you because you're going to Alaska and you're going to, They watch you because of you. Honestly, that's the bottom line.
I tell her she needs to be in the videos more.
I wrote that down. You were on my list. You are so stinking cute. You have no idea. You just stopped. You just stopped right now.
I'm just going to the videos. Is she in any videos?
I was just you have to be. Come on, stop it.
Things is good.
All you have to do is just take a mirror and go "Hey, I'm here," and just
I keep trying to do this, and she keeps.
No, but and so you do.
She was prominent on our Halloween video, though. She was in that one.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
But you do such a good job, photographing, filming everything, right? Which is a very integral job to have, without a doubt. But yeah, you are too beautiful. You need to be in front of the camera, darling. It's telling you right now.
She does all the shorts and anything that's really not on YouTube, she does all that. So anything on Facebook and Instagram and all that, she does all that. Yeah.
There's a lot of time and effort and work that goes into all that stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every morning I'm up at 5:30 thinking, what short am I making today?
Right. I know you got to make a list. I know. Okay. So on our channel, we have a buy me a coffee. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we just started that because we were just it helps with our little backcountry mail outs, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But, okay, Julie, you are up.
Wearing it.
I'm wearing what I had to wear.
Okay, Julie, tell everybody about Buy Me a Flannel.
Well, Ron, I know Ron's on.
Hey, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
When we were visiting with them this past year, we were laughing about this shirt. This shirt is in a fair number of the videos.
It's an Iowa Hawkeyes shirt, by the way.
And we're like, maybe you should like expand your wardrobe just a little bit. And we were talking about how to like the channel is never about making money. This is just all about having fun and documenting what we're doing, and maybe future generations will look, or maybe they'll be like, what the hell is Grandpa doing? But just to kind of put it out there and have fun. But then, someone had mentioned buy me a coffee, and we're like, oh, let's buy me a coffee. And then it turned into like, well, you really should have a new shirt instead of a coffee. So that is how that came about.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
well,
my God.
So he does not have a new shirt yet, but who cares?
No.
It's all in fun.
Oh,
God. Totally.
We laughed. We were like, what?
It's almost like that shirt's making so many cameos. It's like it's kind of like an iconic piece now.
It's like a uniform.
I said it's the official wardrobe of Dickin Around Outdoors, right?
Kind of there's some channels. What am I thinking of?
Duluth Trading ought to be paying out.
Oh, yeah. They should be my sponsor as much of their stuff as I wear on.
Right on. Well, there you go. Ron just said it should be yellow flannel merch. Like, that's awesome.
Exactly. And all my summertime shirts with all the one with the map terrain and the lobsters and steaks and all
I missed it. What? Who's the manufacturer of the shirt?
Duluth Trading.
Oh, Duluth.
Duluth.
Okay.
There you go.
Wrangler Star, a guy I watch, Wrangler Star. He usually wears like a jean style shirt. It's kind of like his
signature kind of shirt too.
And he actually went into his wardrobe. He's got like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's like, what is it, Albert Einstein or whatever, that had all the same suit because he didn't want to be bothered trying to pick one.
Right.
So, yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
That's cool.
When you're doing a month-long trip, it's not like you're taking a new set of outerwear every day.
No. It's not a fashion show.
No.
So true.
So as long as you can keep your undergarments rotated, the outer stuff, who cares, right?
That's what laundry day is for.
Then the difficult part is when you're doing your video and it's like, what day was that? Was that Thursday? Oh, wait a minute, I had that on Friday.
That's true.
Wait, I had also wore it on Monday.
Yes.
That
is true. So you kind of touched on kind of what was next. Like you were maybe thinking, the Trans-Labrador, highway, maybe Route 66, which is kind of cool. We're going to Canoecopia, so that's fun. That's kind of up in the thing there.
That's gonna be fun.
What about Michigan?
I've got a good buddy.
I want to do that.
Yeah, I've got a good buddy that I worked with before I retired, who's now out by Traverse City.
Okay.
And he keeps saying, get up here, get up here, get up here. And I just need to get up there.
Right.
I just need to do it.
Okay.
If you want to go to wine country, sure. Traverse City's fun for wine.
Oh, yeah.
Outdoor adventures, stay south of Traverse City.
Right.
Yeah.
Or go to the UP.
The UP we've done. We have done the UP a couple of years ago with the kids. We spent some time up there with them. Made them hike, yeah. And I got to talking about hiking, since Joshua mentioned it, I have to tell the hiking story, because there's always these stories that are kind of family. Why is it? Are we running out of time?
No.
There's always these stories that kind of live on in the family, and it's the story that I tell them was maybe they hated the experience, but they'll talk about it forever. So we're on a trip, and we've done, I can't remember where all we went, Moab and all this stuff with the kids. And we're in New Mexico. We're going to go to Carlsbad Caverns. And, Dad, being Dad, he says, well, they have a path in and they have an elevator. Why don't we, be kind of outdoorsy? We'll take the elevator down and we'll walk out. And I don't know if you've ever been to Carlsbad Cavern.
No.
Freaking walk out is horrible. It's like a mile. Switchback. It's a mile. It's a mile.
Oh, jeez.
And so we go through Carlsbad Cavern, which is a very cool place.
It is.
And then it's time to walk out. And I swear to God, those kids were, they're jogging up it and having to stop every 5 minutes because I'm chuffing my guts out. I can't. I'm like having a
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
and I'm like dying. And, everybody else is walking down.
Yeah,
Nobody else is walking up.
We're like halfway up already.
We get to the top and like, that was so stupid. Why did we do that? Why did we have to do that? But now it's years later and they constantly bring it up, just like Josh tonight.
That's awesome.
That,
60 switchbacks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Gassed, right?
I think the kids thought he was going to die at one point. They were a little concerned.
That's my gig.
Oh,
I'm always
man.
up for it and I'll always make it to the top, but don't rush me.
Right
Get there.
on. Oh my God.
Well, it's nothing wrong with daring to be different. I'm just
that's
saying.
a true story.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's a perfect example about creating a memory, right?
Yeah.
You
We
know,
were
he hasn't
swimming
forgotten
upstream, no doubt. Yeah.
Without a doubt, for sure.
You can't swim without jumping in.
That's true too, for sure. How can everybody find you? Where are you guys at?
Well, let me show you.
You got it on there, honey?
Thank you.
Put it in the chat. So, Julie, you tell us, where can we find y'all?
Well, YouTube, of course, Dickin Around Outdoors, Dickin with the apostrophe. We do have a Facebook page as well, same name, and Instagram too. So
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
yeah,
I think it's fair to say we're most active on YouTube.
I don't know.
Okay.
I love
Facebook.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah,
Okay.
we're on all three.
We're on all of them. Yeah. And we do a
Awesome.
lot of the YouTube shorts, or not YouTube shorts, Facebook shorts. Reels.
Doing reels on
Reels, Instagram Reels. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
yes.
I love it. Well, John put all your stuff in the chat there.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
everybody make sure you go and subscribe and check them out and follow them because clearly there's lots more fun things coming.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
We're
I'm
planning-
gonna learn how to ride a dirt bike this
Yes.
summer. That's
We-
gonna
we had-
make for some good video.
Yeah. We had dirt bikes for the kids when they were growing up, and we sold 2 of them, but we kept the 125 because she wants to learn to ride a dirt bike.
And why wouldn't you? That's awesome.
It's gonna be entertaining.
And we're planning next year is on our list is we want to do Baja. And
Okay.
So we're both
Ooh.
studying Spanish now, so we can go do Baja.
Dos
And actually,
cervezas.
yeah. So,
Por favor.
yeah.
See?
And donde es el baño? We named
Yeah.
Cuatro, señor.
Oh,
That's awesome. You guys have been fun. Holy moly.
this has been great, and it goes fast.
Oh yeah, it's
So,
like
I didn't get to ask you anything
I
about what we
know.
were going to ask you about.
I know. You're
Okay,
trying.
well,
Cooking?
do you want you can we'll leave it with you asking us a question. How about that?
Go ahead.
Well, tell us about the off-road overland camper.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what do you want to know about it?
Or is it like a surprise?
No. I mean, people have already seen pictures, and we've done.
You've
did
had
video.
enough.
All right, got all the social media.
Okay.
What do you want to know about it?
Well, because I always sort of watch you guys thinking this is a hiking couple.
Right.
This is a hiking couple.
No,
Not-
well, we have 4 modalities. We paddle, track, camp, and overland. So we do everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, we love to kayak.
We're
love
the
to
jack of
canoe.
all trades, master of none.
Well, that's a true story.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm like you guys. I'm like, I am a ground dweller. I love a tent, right? That's just my jam. Like, I just love it, right?
Well, we're gonna get your ass in a hammock one of these days and
That's
then try it
fine.
out.
But the idea of a camper was like, no, I just don't want it. And then I was like, I thought they were like, everybody has those little teardrops. I'm
Yeah.
like, I get claustrophobic. I'm like, I'm out. Like, no.
Yeah, she has a little
So
claustrophobia
then I
that.
was just like, I don't know. Anyways,
Well, the reason why we came about this decision was the fact of when we took our big trip out west to Glacier with our good friends Dan and Rose from Blue Water Overland.
Yeah.
Dan built his overland camper.
good idea, Ron.
It was just talking to them and knowing what they have and everything. It comes down to the convenience. Well, we have a 2012 Subaru Jack. Him fully loaded. We could not, sustain camp or sleeping inside it without totally unloading
Not a chance.
the whole vehicle. And the inability to in some cases, when you're traveling in no man's land in farm country and stuff like that, where there is some, and usually there's no dispersed camping on the Highway 2 where we were at, was slim and none. And, we, of course, we slept in a tent. So we have to have the ability to have
the right location.
Have the right location for that tent. So without peer pressure, not so much input from Dan and Rose. They're like, I said, oh, I can build you a camper, and then all you have to do is just pull into a rest area. You can pull into a Walgreens or a Walmart or a Cracker Barrel. And it's like, boom, you just pull right in, and then you just, lock your vehicle, jump in the camper, lock it up, and, you sleep overnight, and you're good and it's like, okay, fine.
Yeah. So we took the plunge, and then the thing for me was like I needed to have bigger windows and
she needed the
more
space
access and not as much overhead stuff. And then when we get it, like we did a little of some fine tuning on our weekend little tryout, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean it's gonna be a trial and error, but I'm excited about it. Like I'm not lying.
She slept in it, no problem. As soon as we got back from the trip and made a phone call, he already had the steel already purchased because he knew. So he went down
from Glacier.
From Glacier. So he had the basis of how he wanted to go, of how big, kind of, so to speak. And I did some research online looking at different overland campers and stuff like that. And I wasn't going to need any extreme one where I had needed, the independent suspension or have the articulating head, because my Subaru was not going to go through that sort of stuff. It's still going to do, 2 tracks. We're going to do, forestry roads and stuff like that, or, go through sand. We'll have that ability. But we decided for space and comfort, and I knew he can keep the weight down. We went with the 5x10 size. So we're going to have, it gives us 2 feet in the kitchen area, a depth. We'll have 8 feet in the cabin area,
which is huge. It's
great.
We have 7 feet of sleeping space. And then we have 1 foot of storage at our feet. So there's plenty of room. Plus we have the tongue box that contains a little bit of storage, our diesel heater, and all of our electronics.
Yep.
So this thing,
it's going to be awesome.
It's really awesome.
It's totally self-sustainable. It has propane, it has water, it has heat, extra fuel on it. It has solar power, solar generator. It's got a 20 amp hour solar generator on it. So I think Dan had it out on a test run before we got there, and he had it at peak sun. The solar panel was putting in 17.7 watts.
You're gonna love that.
Or amps, so 17.7
amps.
17
I think
amps.
it is. Yeah.
So all I need to do is, I need to put some batteries on it. But it actually has 2 propane tanks. I have one designated for the that's the other thing. We have a shower on it with
we saw that. Shower's gonna go here. Yeah.
So we have a hot water on demand heater on there. So they have a propane tank that runs that, the hot water, and for cooking. And then we have a secondary 20 pounder on the front that's removable that can run our portable propane fire pit. If we want to heat, if we can't have
kind of thing,
if we can't have you can't have a campfire in certain areas, boom, I got an instant propane fire pit, so leave no trace.
Yeah.
No, that'll be nice, particularly when you get places where there's fire ban.
Right.
For a fire ban, absolutely.
So many more places all the time,
And it happens every year now, right?
Yeah.
So more and more for sure.
Yeah.
So dry weight right now without we don't have
water.
I don't have we have a 13-gallon water tank, so that's without that being filled and adding a couple of batteries, we're weighing in at just a hair under 1,600 pounds.
Well, that's awesome.
That's super light, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I think when I put the batteries on it, fill the water tank, and then put the bedding or clothes, pots, pans,
and all the cast iron.
And then
the cast iron,
cast iron, we have a wood rack too, so we can bring wood.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be just under 2,000 pounds.
Wow.
Oh, easily. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm thinking probably closer to 1,800. I know it's not going to weigh that much.
Yeah.
But
that'll be nice. How much will the Subaru pull?
That model, we looked it up. It's stock stock Subaru, 2,400 pounds.
Yeah, 24. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
take
So I feel like we're fine.
So our Subarus,
Yeah.
we got heavy duty suspension on it, so it probably increases that.
Huh.
Our tongue weight is well below. We have a 200-pound tongue weight, and we're weighing it at just around 140 pounds.
Nah,
The thing that
sounds
sucks
awesome.
right now is that we're so busy for the month of March that we can't even go out until the end of April. Like that's how it's not. And it's just like
Well, I gotta- it's
Living
like
it in the driveway
working-
just to get used to it.
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, we're just so busy. It's ridiculous. So
Colleen's got to work this weekend.
You
Next
know, yeah,
next
it's
weekend we're in
ridiculous,
East
but-
Lansing. The following weekend we're in Madison.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's all good.
End of the
But we're
month, someone to
excited.
go to Mexico again.
Oh yeah. Who, me? I am. Don't
Yeah.
tell everybody. Shush.
Nice.
Well, yeah, my girlfriend's from Canada. I can't. Okay, hi everybody. Still, my girlfriends from Canada are like, "What are you doing or the week of March 20th?" I'm like, "I don't know. What am I doing?" They're like, we rented a condo in Puerto Vallarta." I go, "Clearly, I'm going to Puerto Vallarta."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go hang out with my girlfriends on the beach in Puerto
Nice.
Vallarta for the week of March 20th. So
Nice.
no show that week. It
Could be a solo.
could be a solo
You
show,
could
maybe.
just have a bunch of guys drinking beer with you.
There, whoa, backcountry dudes. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Right? Not the ladies.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. Anyways, that was a good question. Thanks for asking us that. And we are most happy to share. Like, we can't wait to do like a walk around. And I think we're going to do it with Dan, right? Like the builder. So he can, kind of
That'd be cool.
tell what's going on and whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty
Yep.
exciting.
It
But
is.
thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
We loved
Yeah.
it.
You.
We
I
loved it.
know.
Thank
It was
you.
such a good time.
Canupia.
Yeah. And
Oh,
thank
yeah,
you for
2
joining.
weeks away.
Cool.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So, and thanks to Josh. I don't know if you're back in the chat. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
I will tell him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's back on there, right? I love it.
All right, everybody. So definitely, I got all the links to their social media in the chat box. So go check them out, pick them
Do
up,
it.
show them a little love, all that good fun stuff that we're all supposed to do.
Yes.
And thank you guys again so much for coming on. We
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, such a great time. For
We've
sure.
loved it. We've enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, gosh, it's almost been 2 hours, and it doesn't seem like it feels like it's only been 20 minutes.
Way past my bedtime.
Wait a minute. There's wine left. We got.
You're still good. Come on, Julie. Come on. So make sure you stick around.
Yes, I got to drop you down. We got to do a little quick outro, okay?
All right. We can fill
All right.
up the glasses.
Thanks. Bye.
There you
everybody.
go. Right on.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Stop it. I'm so excited about Canupia now, too.
Well, of course.
That's a little added bonus. That's awesome.
Totally cool.
Oh.
Now it makes me wish I got the hotel downtown now.
Well, we'll see what goes on. We'll,
Actually, I can switch it.
we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Thank you to everybody.
Oh my gosh, we had a great group in there. I mean,
I think we got to everyone's question. Although there's one question I think that Miller asked about power. And I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, Miller.
And I'm pretty sure, Miller, I think they have a Blue Eddy. I think it is a power source, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah.
So-
Sorry about that.
But I think that's what it is. But we can let you know. And I forgot that we have a little blue thing that kind of pops up and it kind of popped out. So, anyways, yeah. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Alaska's on the list. Like, come on. Who does not want to?
Can say they drove to the Arctic Ocean.
I just want to say tuck to yuck tuck.
Bless you.
Right? Exactly.
Gesundheit.
And everybody, please, thank you so much for hanging out. And I mean, as much as I love Dick's shirt, come on. Can we all help the man out? Actually, wait, can we help Julie out? And buy Dick a new shirt?
And of course, if you still like the show and then you want to help the show, yes, you can buy us a coffee, buy us a
what the
beer.
heck?
That helps with our
All that fun stuff.
shipping out our Mickwick stuff.
It does. And anybody who's new in the chat tonight, it was super awesome to see you, super awesome to meet you. This is what we do every week. It's a fun time. We chat with like-minded people, couples who love to get out and do what we do.
Yes.
So hopefully you subscribe and follow along. We're on Instagram and YouTube. John just started a Facebook page for us, so we're on that as well.
Yep.
We always have
Had
lots
to.
of stuff going on, and we love to share what we're up to. So thanks again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yes.
So happy pre-Friday.
Happy Thursday.
Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
Be safe out there.
Everybody's
wherever you
clear
may
with
be.
their weather. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, y'all.
All right.
We will see you all on the next quest.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Peace out, Cub
Bye,
Scouts.
everybody.